Hello, if you can read, unlike me, then you probably know I'm talking about a theory. A game theory. Okay, no. Well, it's not my theory. You should check out I Am MMA and The Gamer Chronicles for a more in-depth look at this theory. I have simply found more evidence to it, and I just want to share it. Now, I will say this contains spoilers for HSR Amphoreus, and none, repeat, none of this info is from leaks. Now, just in case, I will quickly go over what the theory is. As we all know, Amphoreus itself looks like an infinity symbol, telling us outright that Amphoreus is in a time loop, but it's much more. It's a Mobius strip. A Mobius strip technically has two sides, but they all converge together in a continuous loop, where there's actually only one side, but half of it is in the night, and the other in the day.
50% of the Mobius strip's surface area is always facing light when there's a light shining at it, and 50% of it is always in shadow, just like a sphere, just like day and night.
Basically forming this kind of loop. Another thing we learned through the story is that the Titans of today were the Chrysos heirs of yesterday. That means the heirs of today are the Titans of tomorrow, resulting in this Ouroboros kind of infinite loop thing we have going on here, where the heirs, the Titans keep flip-flopping every so, I don't know, it's like a couple Amber eras, I think it is, in-game. The exact years don't matter, okay? We know this is all possible because of one of the last Rupert II scepter is powering it, which is basically a planet-sized satellite, and is from, you would never guess, Rupert II scepter system. By the way, 10% of a scepter's power can obliterate a planet. So yeah, it's definitely capable of making an infinite Ouroboros time loopy thingy. But why? Well, this is all to keep a Lord Ravager in prison. It's a big, complicated prison. 200, like, actual 200 IQ thing going on here. But we know nothing about, because everyone who has ever seen or interacted with the Lord Ravager is dead. You know, giving them the name Lord Ravager. Since this is all a huge prison, the black tide we see seeping out of the ground is actually the Lord Ravager trying to escape, signaling we need to do another time loop soon. And that's the gist of the theory. And I gotta say, I love time loop stories and themes, and the effects it has on the ones in the loop, which I think this sort of enjoyment of this theming is probably from Undertale title card. Yeah, Undertale. Undertale is one of the most influential games from my childhood. Up there next to like Minecraft and Skyrim. Yeah, legit. I'm one of those. This is definitely where I got my love for this kind of story. And don't worry, I'm trying my hardest to not mention AAUs here, to keep it as least confusing as I can. Keep with me on this, okay? Just trust me, this definitely leads back to HSR. Undertale as a concept really shows how one can be affected by repeating things over and over again and again, like some sort of insane person. Because in the Undertale, saving, reloading, resetting, it's all canon. And some can even remember it. And those that do are changed and warped by it. It can all affect one differently. Will it make you go insane? Change who you are fundamentally? Or will you be the one with an end to it all?
Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like this, kids like you should be burning in hell.
One step left now, it's almost time. Show you what my determination is to left for you to get back to. You should prepare to just die. Like all your friends,
you're gonna have a bad time.
Or will you come to hate everything and anything this world has to offer, becoming the one who continues a cycle of suffering, abandoning everything you once were? Now, none of the Chrysos heirs remembers their past, except one. The one who bears the world. Finon. He is the one who will remember all that was and is Amphoreus, and will learn the truth of this world, reliving his lives as Phynon. And how will this affect him? Well, now I can get into some of the evidence I found while going through my achievements to prove this is, in fact, a time loop. After Cypher dies, you can find one of those memory recollections at the start of like the Dragonbone city map, and talking with her gives an achievement called The Cat Who Lived a Million Lives. Not only is it kind of a joke about, the cats have 9 lives kind of thing, this is more than just 9. A million times more than 9. It's cause she's been stuck in this infinite time loop for who knows how many Amber eras. Now the next one I found, there's another achievement called The Killer Is Not From This Game. In order to get this achievement, you have to do a quest. This is in the game since 3.1, by the way, and it's in the Grove. You meet a guy called Perifaz, I think is how you say it, and he asks you to find out what happened to his friends. It goes over how the Flame Reaver kills Perifaz's friends, and you go back to tell him, but he says how it's kind of weird. He just knows where to go. Even he got confused on where everything is in the windy like maze of a tree when he first arrived. Almost like he's done this before. Also, the name of the achievement is quite weird. The killer is not from this game? Now, how would someone who has never been somewhere know exactly where to go? Who would have all-knowing knowledge like that? But the Worldbearer... Wait. Phynon, that sword, it's really familiar. Wait. You probably know from the comparisons between Phynon and the Flame Reaver, but Killer is not from this game. Wait, if Phynon is a Flame Reaver, but he is not from the game, who out of this game is closest to Phynon? Kevin is the heir of yesterday who became the Worldbearer. He knows the truth of this world and has gone mad, but I believe that he believes he can stop it. If only he were to get all the powers of the core flames himself. He believes he can stop it, going as far as killing his own friends, all he knew, his childhood friend. Because he has become numb to the suffering of experiencing the pain of amber eras of lifetimes, deaths of friends, families, himself. It was only a matter of time until he won, like how it was only a matter of time until Frisk won against Sam. Until we, the Express, and many friends came into the equation. An anti-organic one, perhaps? This is the effect of it all. Kevin is clearly getting desperate and will do anything to stop it. So, does this mean Phynon is Sans? No, it's worse. He is murder from Dusttail. He is so desperate he is willing to kill the most loved just to stop their fate. But what if he succeeds in stopping the human time loop? Or will he just enable Kara, Lord Ravager, or someone even worse, like Gaster, Rupert / anti-organic equation? Sorry, I couldn't contain it anymore. I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyways, I want to say as a disclaimer, I'm not a theorizer or anything, just a casual lore enjoyer who found some interesting facts and wanted to share it someplace more than the comments that will get me like 5 likes. I think this is the first video I've ever written a script for, and I hope it was more like my thoughts were getting down, like you can understand what I'm trying to get across. I'm not really good at explaining things, so if this was anyway good, or you have any critiques to give to me about anything, nonetheless, I hope this got you thinking. Go check out those videos I talked about. Those are definitely way more well done, way more concise about this whole theory, and maybe it'll make sense. So if you watch those first, then you watch this one, you'll probably understand it a little bit better. So yeah, like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and yeah, that's it for me. See you in the next one. Bye.
Wait, what? That's insane! That's a bug! That's a bug! That is a bug!